Now let's get into the system setup menu. First item in the setup menu is your administration, which requires a username and password that if you need to get in there, this would allow you to set up users, like different users on the machine. In order to get into this, you would need to get the administrator username password through Sonosite if you don't already have one. With annotations, you would select the exam group, and then you can enter your own text and add a new annotation, delete an existing annotation, or change the position of the annotation by scrolling it up or down with these arrow keys. You can also export or import annotations from another machine. So if you set up custom annotations here and had another M-Turbo and you'd like it to be on that, you could export those to a USB stick, or when you get to the other machine, you can click import and import those from another M-Turbo machine. Here we have selections for audio. I have it set to the key click. Every time I click something, you can hear a click for that. When I press a button, the beep alert allows me to know when I've saved an image or when the cine review is done. And here's where you set your sleep and power delay where it will go to sleep. Here we'll set what you can do for the preset customized A and B keys, and this has all the different items that you can include. If you have a foot switch, this would show you how to program that foot switch. Cardiac calculations, you would specify the cardiac measurement names that appear in the tissue Doppler imaging mode. Connectivity, this is where you would do any DICOM setup or anything that you've got attached to the machine. If you have a serial port, how you want to transfer images through SiteLink or through DICOM. And the location would be how it's connected into the network. Date and time is pretty self-explanatory. Display information, this how do you want information to show? Do you want all this information up here to show on the screen, or do you want to move some of those? IMT calculations, this is how you would customize the IMT calculation menu. Network status, pretty self-explanatory if it's connected to a network. OBE calculations, this is where you customize and also export or import your setup from another M-Turbo ultrasound machine. You can also set your own tables here. OB custom measurements. This will show the calcs on the menu and also put that measurement on the report. If you want a custom measurement that's a basic distance or an ellipse, you can give it a name, so now that standard measurement would show up on the report, whereas just a general measurement that's not included in the calc package would not show up on a report. Presets. This is about as limited as you can go with any settings on the machine. Basically your Doppler scale, how do you want the duplex to show up, how much on the screen do you want, full 2D, half 2D. Live trace, when it's doing a live trace on your velocity and PW Doppler, would you like it to do the peak or mean? Thermal index, save key, do you want the image and the calcs to save? Your default dynamic range. Note that these presets are specific to whatever mode you're in, such as this is going to go for the nerve, units, your color scheme for the background, and autosave patient form. This means when you enter new patient information, when you click done, it can save an image of that patient information into its patients folder, which will go with all the other images that you save, such as all the 2D or color Doppler images. First image you'll see in that is the patient information, which will export with that. The default is set to off. Here's your system information, nothing that you would really want to know unless there's a problem with your machine or you add a probe that didn't exist at the time of manufacture. They would need this information in order to upgrade your system. USB devices, when you connect a USB device, it will show up here. When you click export here, this, in the setup menu specifically, this button will allow you to decide how you want data to export to your USB. You want it to go Sitelink or DICOM, what image format, the compression, and how do you want it sorted.